Right now, as you listen to me, someone who looks just like you is quietly becoming a millionaire. You will never recognize them in the crowd because they hide their wealth in silence. But tonight, I, Archangel Michael, will reveal the secret they never wanted you to know. Are you ready? Do you know why I have come to you tonight? Because there is a truth buried beneath silence, a truth the world never tells you openly. I, Archangel Michael, see what most eyes cannot. I see how ordinary men and women, people who walk past you in the market, who share seats with you in trains, who live in houses smaller than yours, are quietly transforming into millionaires. Without noise, without fame, without the world noticing. They do not announce their victories. They do not post pictures of luxury cars. They do not brag about wealth. No, they remain shadows in the daylight. But at night, behind closed doors, they hold the keys to hidden opportunities. Some call it luck, but I call it preparation, meeting a secret chance. You might believe millionaires are born into privilege. You might think wealth is locked away in the hands of the few. But listen closely, because I am about to shatter that illusion. Right now, while you are listening to my voice, a factory worker is stacking coins into empires. A school teacher is rewriting her destiny. A simple delivery man, a farmer, a struggling student, they are stepping into wealth the world does not even know they hold. Why does no one speak of it? Because silence protects power. The moment the crowd knows, the door begins to close. That is why they hide. That is why you never see their rise until it is too late. But here is the mystery. The same door that opened for them is opening for you too. You think your struggles are a curse, but in truth, they are the fire that forges you. The same shadows that suffocate you are the shadows where fortunes are being born. And now, I, Archangel Michael, place the question before you. Are you ready to hear the secret that could turn your ordinary life into extraordinary wealth? Or will you let it slip through your fingers like so many before you? Because once the revelation begins, there will be no turning back.
You may wonder, how is this possible? How can ordinary people, those who seem to have nothing, suddenly create wealth so immense yet so invisible? I will tell you, but not all at once, because truth, when given too quickly, blinds the unprepared. First, understand this. The world you see every day is an illusion. You think money comes only through jobs, through salaries, through endless years of labor. You think wealth is given only to the lucky, the educated, the privileged. But I, Archangel Michael, tell you the truth. Those who rise quietly do not play by the rules the world taught you. They have discovered paths hidden between the lines of ordinary life. Imagine a farmer who owns nothing more than a small piece of land. To the world, he looks poor. Yet in silence, he plants not just seeds, but opportunities others ignore. Imagine a simple woman who sells food on the roadside. People hand her coins, thinking she survives on scraps. But behind those coins is a mind sharper than steel, investing, saving, multiplying, while the world looks away. Do you see the pattern? Wealth is not always born in noise, in headlines, in fame. The richest rise quietly because silence is their shield. They never tell the crowd what they are building because the crowd would laugh, mock, or worse, steal their path. And here lies the deeper mystery. Many of them began exactly where you are now, struggling, confused, believing life is unfair. They carried debts, failures, heartbreaks. But instead of surrendering, they listened, they watched, they found whispers of opportunity where others saw nothing. And you, yes, you who are listening right now, do not think it is coincidence that my voice reaches you tonight. It is not chance, it is calling. For the same path they walked now stretches before your feet. But beware, the path is narrow, and few dare to walk it. Most people turn away, afraid of change, afraid of risk, afraid of leaving comfort. That is why only a chosen few rise. Now ask yourself, will you be one of the silent millionaires, or will you remain among the crowd, forever wondering how others escaped while you stayed behind? The choice is already circling you like fire in the dark.
Listen carefully, for now I reveal what most will never hear. You ask, how do ordinary people turn into silent millionaires? The answer is not in luck, not in miracles, not in sudden fortune. It is in something far more dangerous, something the world has hidden from you. The transformation begins not with money, but with vision. These ordinary souls, people just like you, saw the world differently. Where others saw obstacles, they saw doors. Where others complained of struggle, they discovered tools hidden inside the struggle itself. A man once worked in a dim, crowded shop for years. To his friends, he was just another worker. But every night, while others slept, he studied numbers, movements, patterns. He saw how money flowed like a river, how it entered the hands of the careless and slipped away, while those who understood its rhythm captured it quietly. Years later, without warning, he disappeared from that shop, and when the crowd saw him again, he owned an empire. Another woman washed clothes for families, her hands cracked and tired. People pitied her, but what they never knew was this: every coin she saved, she planted like a seed, not in banks alone, but in opportunities no one else noticed. She bought when others feared. She sold when others were greedy. By the time the world woke up, she had built wealth so silent, so immense, that no one could believe the washerwoman had risen above them all. Do you see it now? Their transformation was quiet because silence is power. The world worships noise. People flaunt what little they have to impress the blind crowd. But the wise, the chosen, they build in shadows. They grow without a sound. And when they finally emerge, they do not rise step by step. They leap beyond reach. But here is the part most of you will struggle to accept. The same path is in front of you, right now, at this very moment. You may think you are too late. You may think you are too poor, too tired, too broken. But listen to me. Those who rose before you thought the same. They began in pain. They began in fear. They began in darkness. And yet they walked. The question is, will you walk? Or will you continue to sit in the crowd, watching silently, while others escape the chains of ordinary life? I, Archangel Michael, am not just telling you a story. I am showing you a mirror. In that reflection, you will either see a victim of life or the next silent millionaire. The choice will not wait forever, because the door that is opening is already beginning to close.
Do you think wealth is random? Do you think it is a gift given only to the lucky? No. Wealth is not luck. It is a pattern, a rhythm of the universe that few ever learn to hear. Ordinary people remain blind because they look only at the surface. They see bills, debts, hardships, and they say, "This is my destiny." But those who rise quietly, they look deeper. They notice what others ignore. They see signs where others see nothing. There are patterns that repeat over and over, hidden in plain sight. A shop that seems to fail, yet secretly holds the land that will rise in value. A skill that seems useless until one day the world pays millions for it. A small idea dismissed by the crowd but transformed into gold by the patient. I, Archangel Michael, tell you the truth. Those who rise do not chase wealth blindly. They follow patterns silently, like hunters stalking prey. They do not waste their strength on noise. They do not boast. They do not reveal their steps. Every move is precise. Every choice is deliberate. Look at history. The greatest fortunes were not built in times of peace. They were built in chaos. While the crowd panicked, the silent ones acted. While fear ruled the streets, they gathered treasures in silence. And when the storm ended, they stood above the ruins, richer than ever before. This is the pattern. When the crowd runs one way, the silent ones walk the opposite. When fear grips the many, the quiet ones prepare. When noise blinds the world, the patient listen to whispers. But here lies the greater mystery. These patterns are not revealed to everyone. Most will never see them. Why? Because their minds are trapped by fear, doubt, and noise. They cannot hear the whispers of opportunity because the shouts of their own despair drown them. But you, if you are hearing my voice tonight, it means the veil is being lifted. You were not called here by accident. The fact that these words reach you is proof that destiny is stirring within you. Do you feel it? That uneasiness in your heart, that fire that refuses to die even in your darkest nights, that is not weakness. That is the same spark carried by every silent millionaire before you. And now the choice is being placed before you. Follow the crowd and remain in chains, or step into the hidden pattern and rise in silence. But beware, once you see the pattern, you can never unsee it. And once you step on this path, your life will never be ordinary again.
You believe you want wealth. You believe you are ready. But I tell you this, not everyone can carry the weight of true fortune, because behind every silent millionaire, there is a secret rule, a sacrifice carved into their soul. The first rule is silence. The crowd craves attention, applause, validation. They post every step. They shout every dream. They reveal every plan. And because of that, their strength is stolen before it can grow. But the ones who rise, they hide their journey. They speak little. They move quietly. The world mocks them at first, because the world cannot see what is being built in the shadows. But when they finally emerge, it is too late to stop them. The second rule is discipline. The ordinary crave comfort, pleasures of today, distractions of the hour. But the chosen ones, they embrace sacrifice. While the world sleeps, they study. While the crowd spins, they save. While others waste years on illusions, they sharpen their vision on reality. They give up what is easy for what is eternal.
and that is why wealth bows to them. The third rule is courage. Fear chains the many. They hesitate, they wait, they delay. But the silent ones, they act. Even when they tremble, even when the risk burns their skin, they step forward. Because they know fortune never comes to those who wait forever. It comes to those who seize what others are too afraid to touch. And the fourth rule is the one most cannot bear. It is the rule of patience. Do you know why the world remains poor? Because they demand instant reward. They plant a seed and dig it up the next day, angry it has not grown. But the silent millionaires, they wait. They water. They endure storms and droughts. They wait years, even decades, for their harvest. And when it comes like an avalanche that no power on earth can stop. These are the rules hidden in plain sight. They are not glamorous. They are not easy. That is why the crowd rejects them. But those who obey rise beyond imagination. But now I tell you the darker truth. Every silent millionaire has faced nights where they nearly broke. Loneliness surrounded them. Doubt screamed in their ears. Sometimes even hunger and despair pressed them to surrender. But they did not. And that is why they are free, while others remain chained. So I ask you again, are you willing to live by these rules? To choose silence over applause? Discipline over comfort? Courage over fear? Patience over impatience? If not, close your ears now, because the next secret I reveal will demand more of you than you ever imagined.
Do you believe the path to silent wealth is paved with gold? No, it is carved in fire. Before an ordinary soul can rise, they must walk through trials so fierce that most turn back in terror. These trials are not written in books, not taught in schools, not spoken about in stories, because the world fears them. The first trial is isolation. The moment one chooses the hidden path, the crowd begins to vanish. Friends mock them. Family doubts them. Strangers call them foolish. They are left alone, surrounded by laughter and doubt. Many cannot endure the silence, and they crawl back to the safety of the crowd. But those who endure isolation emerge stronger than iron. The second trial is failure. Not once, but many times. Dreams collapse. Money is lost. Doors slam shut. The weak call it the end. The chosen call it training. For every failure teaches a law the world does not teach. And those laws, once learned, cannot be taken away. The third trial is temptation. Wealth whispers early rewards to test them. Distractions, pleasures, shortcuts appear. Most surrender, trading destiny for comfort. But the silent ones, they walk past the glittering bait, eyes fixed on the greater prize. For they know what shines today may rot tomorrow. The fourth trial is fear. Fear of losing, fear of hunger, fear of ridicule, fear of death itself. It coils around the heart like a serpent. Many are crushed, but the few, they walk with fear as a companion. They do not wait for fear to vanish. They move even as fear screams. That is why they conquer. And then comes the final trial, the breaking point. Every silent millionaire reaches a night where the weight is unbearable. The world against them, their strength nearly gone, their dreams flickering like a dying flame. This is the night where destiny decides. Most give up here. They surrender everything. But a rare few, they rise in that moment. They fight when no strength remains.
They walk when their legs collapse. They believe when all hope has died. And it is in that breaking point that the universe itself bends in their favor. These trials are not accidents. They are gates. Gates that test who is worthy to rise. Without them, no wealth would last. Without them, no soul could carry the crown. So I ask you, when the world isolates you, when failure crushes you, when temptation blinds you, when fear chains you, and when the breaking point arrives, will you endure, or will you surrender like the countless forgotten faces who never escaped the crowd? Because I tell you this truth, only those who survive the hidden trials can ever wear the crown of silence. And once you pass them, the world itself will bow before the quiet strength you carry.
You wonder, if the path is open, if wealth can be built in silence, why do so few ever escape? Why does the crowd remain chained in poverty while only a chosen few rise? The answer is simple: because there are enemies, silent, invisible, relentless, working every moment to keep you trapped where you are. The first enemy is doubt. It is not a voice you hear outside. It is the poison that whispers inside your own mind. You can't do this. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough money. It's too late for you. Doubt is the thief of destiny. It steals your wings before you ever try to fly, and most surrender to it without a fight. The second enemy is fear of judgment. Look around you. The crowd lives not for themselves, but for the opinions of others. They dress for approval. They speak for applause. They dream only what others accept. This fear is a cage built of invisible bars. The moment you try to rise, the crowd laughs, mocks, ridicules, and many, too weak to endure, crawl back into chains just to feel accepted. The third enemy is distraction. The world has mastered the art of keeping you busy but empty. Endless noise, endless entertainment, endless scrolling, endless chasing shadows. Every moment you waste, the path grows colder. Every hour lost to distraction is a weapon fired against your future. And most will die with nothing because they traded destiny for illusions. The fourth enemy is comfort. It feels warm, it feels safe, but it is the most dangerous trap of all. Comfort tells you, stay where you are, do not risk, do not sacrifice, do not struggle. And so people spend lifetimes in the same job, the same routine, the same misery, because they chose comfort over greatness. But the most dangerous enemy of all is the crowd itself. Do you not see? They do not want you to rise. For when you rise, their excuses are shattered. Your success becomes a mirror to their failure. So they will mock you, resist you, try to drag you back down into their chains. And if you let them, you will remain forever among them. Yet here is the secret. Every silent millionaire has faced these enemies. They have fought doubt, endured judgment, ignored distraction, rejected comfort, and walked away from the crowd. That is why they stand where others cannot. And now you must ask yourself, are you willing to fight these enemies? Because they are not outside you, they are around you. They are inside you. And only those who conquer them will ever touch the crown of wealth. Remember this: the crowd wants you silent in poverty, but destiny wants you silent in power.
You have heard of the enemies that surround you: doubt, judgment, distraction, comfort, the crowd. They are real and they are merciless. But listen to me now, because what most never know is this: just as enemies rise against you,
Unseen allies also rise for you. Helpers, guides, protectors, doors that swing open at the exact moment you are ready. The first helper is pain. You think pain comes to destroy you. You curse it. You run from it. You ask why it haunts you. But I tell you, pain is a secret teacher. Every heartbreak, every loss, every betrayal, it sharpens you. It strips away weakness. It teaches you truths comfort will never reveal. Those who embrace pain as a teacher instead of an enemy unlock strength the crowd will never touch. The second helper is loneliness. When you walk this path, you will feel abandoned. Friends will fade. Family may not understand. The crowd will laugh. But loneliness is not punishment. It is preparation. For it is in loneliness that vision grows, focus sharpens, and whispers of destiny can finally be heard. Only in silence do you hear the call. The third helper is failure. You think failure is the end, but failure is a compass. Every wrong turn shows you the right direction. Every loss is a lesson in disguise. The silent millionaires did not rise because they avoided failure. They rose because they used failure. Where the crowd saw defeat, they saw instruction. The fourth helper is time. The crowd wastes it, kills it, complains about it. But time is the greatest ally you will ever have. If you plant with patience, time multiplies your seeds beyond imagination. What seems impossible in a day becomes inevitable in a decade. And those who respect time rise quietly while the impatient fall away. And then there is the most mysterious helper of all, divine alignment. The moment you truly step into the path, when your heart is steady, your will unshaken, doors you never saw before begin to open. A stranger appears with the right words. An opportunity arrives at the exact moment. A chance encounter changes your destiny. It feels like coincidence, but it is not. It is the universe bending in your favor because you proved you were ready. Do you see the secret now? You are not walking this path alone. The enemies will test you, yes, but the helpers will carry you forward if you endure. The difference between those who remain ordinary and those who rise silently is that the ordinary see only enemies, while the chosen recognize their helpers. So the question becomes, when pain strikes, will you hide or will you learn? When loneliness embraces you, will you break or will you sharpen? When failure crushes you, will you quit or will you grow? When time tests you, will you waste it or will you multiply it? The answers you choose will decide if you remain in the crowd or if destiny itself will begin to move on your side.
You have learned of the enemies that chain you, and the helpers that prepare you. But there is one secret most never understand, and because of this, they lose everything. Listen well, for this truth is older than kingdoms, older than empires. Wealth is not only about effort, it is about timing. Do you not see? The universe itself moves in seasons. Day and night, summer and winter, rise and fall, everything flows in cycles. And just as the earth has seasons, so too does wealth. But the crowd is blind to this.
They plant in winter and wonder why nothing grows. They harvest too early and wonder why their fruits are bitter. They waste golden seasons while chasing shadows, and when the door closes, they cry, "Life is unfair." But the silent millionaires, they know the rhythm. They know that in every generation there are brief windows when fortunes are born. These windows do not announce themselves with trumpets. They come quietly, often hidden in chaos, wrapped in fear, disguised as risk. While the world panics, the chosen act. While the crowd sleeps, the silent ones prepare. Think of history. When war ended, new empires rose. When economies collapsed, silent hands gathered treasures for pennies. When technology shifted, those who believed early built kingdoms in silence. When fear ruled the markets, a few brave souls sowed seeds that turned into forests of gold. This is the law of timing. Fortunes are not made in comfort, they are made in crisis. While the many flee, the few advance. While the world hesitates, the chosen seize. That is why wealth seems like magic to the crowd. It is not magic, it is timing. And now I tell you a secret that chills the heavens themselves. Another season is coming. A door is creaking open even as I speak. The crowd will not see it. They will be blinded by fear, glued to distractions, trapped in comfort. But the silent millionaires, they are already moving, quietly, patiently, preparing for the moment when the world stumbles in darkness. The question is, when this season arrives, will you be awake? Or will you be like the rest, laughing at opportunities until it is too late? Timing does not wait. It does not slow for the unprepared. It passes like a shadow across the earth, and when it is gone, it will not return. So, hear me, for this is not a warning, it is a prophecy. Those who align with the season will rise beyond imagination. Those who ignore it will remain forever chained. I, Archangel Michael, have spoken the truth. The season of silent wealth is near. Will you recognize it, or will you let it pass you by? There are truths carved into the fabric of this world, truths so powerful, so dangerous, that the rulers of this earth keep them hidden. If the crowd ever discovered them, chains would break, systems would collapse, and the powerful would lose their control. And yet, the silent millionaires have found fragments of this forbidden knowledge. It is why they rise while others remain bound. Do you wish to know? Then listen closely, for once revealed, you can never return to ignorance. The first forbidden truth is this: money is not real. The world wants you to believe it is hard, rare, difficult to gain. But in truth, money is only paper, numbers, agreements. It flows endlessly, created and destroyed every day. The crowd chases it as if it is gold buried in the earth. But the silent ones know money is not chased, it is attracted. It follows value, it flows toward creation, it bends toward those who understand its illusion. The second forbidden truth is debt is a weapon. The crowd fears it, chains themselves to it, and becomes its slave. But the silent ones? They learn to wield it like a sword. They borrow to build, while others borrow to consume. They let debt work for them, while the crowd lets it destroy them. That is why one man drowns in debt, while another builds empires with it. The third forbidden truth, the system, is designed to keep you poor. Schools teach obedience, not wealth. Jobs trade your time for scraps, while your masters grow rich from your labor. Taxes bleed the many, while rewarding the few. And distractions keep you blind so you never notice the chains. The silent millionaires, they see through this game. They do not play as workers alone. They become owners, creators, investors, builders. That is why the system cannot trap them. The fourth forbidden truth is fear is the greatest currency. Wars, crashes, crises, all of them spread fear. The crowd runs, sells, hides. But the silent ones? They see opportunity hidden in chaos. While fear drains the many, it fuels the rise of the few. That is why in every disaster, new empires are quietly born. And here is the greatest forbidden truth of all. Knowledge is the real wealth. Not gold, not land, not paper, but knowledge. The crowd stops learning the moment school ends, but the silent ones never stop. They read, they study, they listen, they seek mentors, they uncover secrets. And with every truth they learn, they unlock another door the crowd will never even see. Do you feel the weight of this knowledge? Do you see why the world keeps it hidden? If everyone knew, the system would crumble. That is why only the few who dare to look beyond illusions can wield it. But beware, knowledge is a blade. It can cut chains or it can cut you. Once you hold it, you cannot go back to the comfort of ignorance. You will see the lies everywhere. You will see the traps. You will see the invisible strings pulling the crowd like puppets. And this vision will either free you or break you. So I ask you, are you ready to see what others cannot? Are you ready to carry the forbidden knowledge that separates the silent few from the endless crowd? Because the next truth I reveal will pierce deeper than all before.
You believe knowledge is freedom. And yes, it is. But freedom is never given. It must be taken. And when you take it, the world does not applaud. No, it resists you, hunts you, tries to break you. For every secret revealed, there is a price, and only those willing to pay it can rise. The first price is isolation from the crowd. Once you know the truth, you cannot return to blindness. Conversations that once amused you will feel empty. Dreams that once satisfied you will feel small. The people around you will not understand, and they will turn against you. They will laugh at your silence, mock your vision, call you delusional. But remember this, their laughter is proof that you have left the cage. The second price is endless opposition. The system itself, built to keep you chained, will not let you go easily. It will try to bleed you with taxes, bind you with debts, drown you in laws. It will push distractions before your eyes, temptations before your hands. And if you resist, it will attack harder. Many collapse here, beaten back into the crowd. But the silent ones endure, because they know every attack is proof that they are striking the right doors. The third price is burden of responsibility. The higher you rise, the more weight you carry. Every choice you make ripples outward. Every failure cuts deeper. The crowd does not see this. They only see the riches. But the silent millionaires, they carry sleepless nights, endless decisions, and scars invisible to the eye. Wealth is heavy, and not every soul is strong enough to bear it. The fourth price is loneliness at the top. You think success brings companions. Sometimes it does, but true success also separates. The air grows thinner the higher you climb. Trust becomes rare. Allies become fewer. The crowd cannot follow you where you were going, and so you must walk stretches of the path alone. Only those with unshakable will endure this silence. And the fifth price, the most dangerous of all, is the target on your back. Once you rise, once you break free, once you carry wealth the system never wanted you to hold, enemies will appear, some in shadows, some in daylight. Envy will stalk you, greed will chase you. Those who once cheered for you will turn against you because your success reflects their failure. You will no longer fight to rise, you will fight to protect. This is the truth the crowd does not know. They see only the glory, never the blood. They see only the crown, never the scars. But the silent millionaires, they carry both. So, I ask you, are you ready to pay the price? To walk alone, to carry burdens, to endure opposition, to wear the target, to sacrifice comfort for destiny? Because the path is not free. It demands everything from you. But if you survive, if you endure, it will give you everything in return.
You have heard the price. You know the dangers. And yet, some endure. Some not only survive the storm, they command it. How? By carrying weapons unseen and shields unbreakable. Tonight, I reveal them to you. The first shield is discipline. The crowd thinks freedom is doing whatever they wish. But freedom without control is slavery in disguise. The silent millionaires carve discipline into their souls. They rise early while others sleep. They learn while others waste. They build while others consume. This discipline is their armor, and without it, they would be torn apart by chaos. The second shield is silence. Remember this: the loud boast, but the wise build. The crowd shouts their plans, cries their struggles, displays their gains, and by doing so, they invite envy, mockery, and sabotage. But the silent ones hide in plain sight. They speak little, move quietly, and let results thunder louder than their words. Their silence is their invisibility cloak. It protects them from the enemies who never see them coming. The third weapon is knowledge. Not just what is taught, but what is hidden. The silent ones read what others ignore, seek mentors others cannot reach, study fields others dismiss. They sharpen their minds as others sharpen their tongues. And when chaos comes, knowledge becomes their blade, cutting through the darkness where the blind stumble. The fourth weapon is patience. The crowd chases quick victories, desperate for instant results. But the silent ones play the long game. They know time is their ally. They plant seeds while others demand fruit. They wait while others panic. And when the harvest comes, it is greater than the crowd could ever imagine. The fifth shield is faith. And here I speak not only of faith in the unseen, but in themselves, in their path, in their purpose. The world whispers doubt, the system screams fear, enemies spit venom. But the silent ones carry faith as a shield no arrow can pierce. For when storms rage, it is faith that keeps them standing, unmoved, unbroken. And here is the hidden weapon, the one almost no one knows: vision. The silent millionaires see what the crowd cannot. They see not what is, but what will be. Where others see crisis, they see opportunity. Where others see dead ends, they see doors. Where others see darkness, they see the faintest spark. And they chase that spark until it becomes fire. This vision is not luck. It is their compass, their secret map, their divine sight. Do you feel it? Do you see it now? The silent ones are not ordinary because of what they own. They are extraordinary because of what they carry within. The weapons no thief can steal, the shields no enemy can break. And yet, even with these protections, their journey is not easy. For every weapon must be used, every shield tested. The battle never ends. But those who master these tools walk through storms unharmed, while others are swept away. So I ask you again, are you ready to hold these weapons, to carry these shields? For if you do, the world can no longer chain you. You will not only survive, you will rise.
Do you believe wealth comes only from effort? No. Wealth that endures comes through trials, through fire, through tests no ordinary soul can survive. Every silent millionaire, every chosen one, has faced them, and if you seek their path, you too will face them. The first trial is the trial of temptation. At the beginning of the path, you will be offered shortcuts, fast riches, easy wins, glittering illusions. But these are traps, set to enslave you again. The crowd falls here. They chase false gold, and it devours them. The silent ones, they resist. They walk past the bait, even when hunger claws at them. For they know true wealth requires patience, not poison. The second trial is the trial of betrayal. As you rise, not all will celebrate you. Friends may turn against you, family may question you, allies may sell your trust for silver. The betrayal cuts deep. It makes the heart bleed. It makes the spirit tremble. Many turn back here, broken by the knife of those they loved. But the silent ones, they endure. They forgive if they must, they forget if they can, but they never fall. For they understand betrayal is not the end. It is the proof that they are climbing higher. And then comes the fourth trial, the trial of darkness. This is the hardest. It comes in silence, in nights when no one is watching, in hours when the weight feels unbearable. Here fear whispers. Here doubt poisons the mind. Here despair claws at the soul. Many are swallowed whole by this darkness, but the chosen, they call upon their shields, their weapons, their faith, their vision, and when they emerge, the darkness cannot touch them again. And then comes the fifth trial, the trial of power. It is not failure that breaks most, it is success. When the wealth comes, when the doors open, when the world finally bows, the true test begins. Will you be consumed by pride? Will greed devour your soul? Will arrogance blind your vision? The silent millionaires pass this test not by seeking more power, but by mastering themselves. They remain humble. They remain hidden. They remain grounded. For they know the crown is heavy, and only humility keeps it from crushing the skull beneath. Yes, these are the trials of the chosen. They are brutal, they are merciless, but they are necessary. For only those who endure the fire can carry the gold. Only those who survive the storm can command the sky. So hear me now. When your trials come, and they will, you must remember my voice. You must remember that trials are not punishments. They are proof that you are chosen. And if you survive them, you will not only become wealthy, you will become unstoppable. You think the path to silent wealth is lonely? It is worse.
it is hunted. For as you rise, enemies you cannot always see will seek to pull you down. And unless you know them, unless you recognize their masks, you will be devoured. Tonight, I strip their disguises from the darkness. The first enemy is envy. It is silent at first, hidden in the eyes of those who smile at you, friends who laugh with you, family who eat with you, allies who walk beside you. But in their hearts, envy burns. They cannot accept that you walk a path they cannot, that you rise where they sink. Envy whispers against you, spreads lies, poisons your reputation, and if you are not guarded, envy's venom will paralyze you. The second enemy is greed. Greed does not come from others alone, it awakens within. As wealth begins to flow, the hunger for more grows louder. You tell yourself you are in control, but soon greed grips your throat, driving you into reckless deals, empty risks, endless hunger that devours all peace. Many who begin their journey fall here, prisoners of their own desire. But the silent ones chain greed before it chains them. The third enemy is fear. Do not underestimate this one. Fear is the invisible chain that keeps billions trapped in mediocrity. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. And the cruelest part? Fear disguises itself as wisdom, as caution, as logic. It whispers, "Be safe, don't risk, stay small." And those who listen remain prisoners forever. The silent millionaires face fear head-on, and when they walk through it, they find freedom on the other side. The fourth enemy is the system. Yes, the very world you live in is built to keep you down. Schools teach obedience, not freedom. Governments tighten chains, not loosen them. Corporations feed off your labor, draining your time, your energy, your soul, while tossing crumbs back at you. The system is designed to reward silence in slavery, not silence in strength. To escape, you must not only see the chains, you must shatter them. The fifth enemy is the most dangerous, the invisible hands. These are forces beyond what most humans ever sense. Shadows that move through economies, whispers that shape markets, powers that decide who rises and who falls. They fear those who rise without permission, those who cannot be controlled, and so they hunt the silent ones, testing them, tempting them, breaking them if possible. Few even survive the gaze of these invisible hands. But those who do are no longer ordinary. They become untouchable. And yet, hear me clearly, these enemies are not to terrify you, but to prepare you. For an enemy exposed is no longer as dangerous. You cannot fight what you do not see, but now you know. So when envy stares at you, smile. When greed whispers, silence it. When fear chains you, break it. When the system tightens, slip through its cracks. And when the invisible hands reach for you, stand firm, for I stand with you. Do you understand? These enemies are proof of your path. The hunted are hunted only because they are worth the chase. And if you survive them, if you endure their attacks, you will not only be rich, you will be free.
Listen to me carefully, for this, above all, is the greatest truth. You may endure the trials. You may conquer the hunters in the shadows. You may walk the path, step by step, into the treasure few ever touch. But when you arrive, when the crown is placed, when the doors of fortune open wide, there comes one last test. It is not a test of strength. It is not a test of strategy. It is a test of the soul. This is the final door. When silent wealth is yours, when you hold in your hands what millions dream of but never touch, you will be faced with a choice. One choice, one door. The first door is the path of possession. Here you keep it all. The money, the power, the freedom. You live for yourself and yourself alone. You build walls, protect your treasures, silence the world outside. Many take this door. But know this, what is hoarded soon rots. What is possessed without purpose becomes a prison. Those who walk this door may have gold, but they lose themselves. The second door is the path of legacy. Here you rise higher. You understand that wealth is not the destination, but the weapon. That fortune is not only for you, but for the generations beyond you, for the broken who need healing, for the lost who need a guide. This path is harder. It requires courage. It demands sacrifice. But those who take it become more than wealthy. They become eternal. Their names echo in silence long after their bodies are dust. And yes, there is a third door, the most hidden, the door of return. Few even see it. This is the choice to abandon it all, to step back into ordinary life, unseen, untouched, unknown, as if none of it had ever happened. Why? Because some realize that the true treasure is not money, not power, not legacy, but freedom itself. The freedom to walk away, owing nothing, needing nothing. Only the strongest souls ever choose this. For it is not the wealth that makes them rich, but the mastery of letting go. Do you see now? Every silent millionaire, every chosen one will one day stand before this door. And the choice they make will define not only their life, but their afterlife. So I ask you, when the day comes, when the gold is in your grasp, when the silence has turned into thunder in your soul, which door will you choose? Remember my voice. Remember this moment. For when the final door opens before you, it will not wait long. The universe is watching. Destiny is watching. And I, Michael, will be there to see whether you rise beyond wealth or are consumed by it.